I'm actually blown away. I'm genuinely blown away about like how good this is.
I get a ton of emails every week from brands I've never heard of wanting me to review their scooters. Most of it's garbage, rebranded junk from companies looking to make a quick buck. However, the Maxfun 10 Pro stood out to me for a few reasons. First, Maxfun is a new brand with a pretty cheesy name, but the people behind Maxfun are not new to scooters. From what I understand, they're a manufacturer that started their own consumer brand similar to what Titan did with VSET. Second, this scooter is a unique model I've never seen before and has way too many interesting specs, components, and features to not take a look at it and see if it's legit. $2,200, it's actually pretty reasonably priced given the listed specs and components, but it also has some very stiff competition at the price. It has to deal with the likes of my current favorite scooter of the year, the Nami Klima, plus a number of dual motor scooters from established brands like Cabo, Apollo, Mini Motors, and Varla, to name just a few. So let's see if it can keep up with the big brands. I had no idea what to expect when I took it out for its first ride, and here is my genuine first reaction.
Wait, this scooter feels actually really good. The suspension feels amazing. Acceleration is smooth. The tires feel great. Wait, this thing is quick. This is actually really impressive.
I'd say that's a pretty good first impression. The frame is made largely of 8000 grade aluminum, leading to the solid, confidence-inspiring feel of the scooter. I was actually blown away at how substantial and silent the scooter is. No creaking, groaning, or clicking comes from it at all. Lots of the design is reminiscent of the Varla Eagle One 2.0, which is a flattering comparison considering how much I like that scooter. The stem lock has a very similar twist design, which is one of the strongest on the market. It also has a safety pin to prevent accidental folding, even if the lock somehow manages to fully loosen. The riding platform is a good size, and the tail is flat and low, making it very usable for long rides without fatiguing your back foot. The included grip tape designs are kinda lame, but the beauty of grip tape is that you can easily replace it with a design you like, similar to what I did with the Eagle One 1.0 and my Cabo Mantis. The handlebars don't crowd the riding space and stand over 40 inches above the deck, making it comfortable even for taller riders. I'm 6'1" for reference. The standard bike-style handlebar clamp also means you can swap out the bars if you're someone who likes to upgrade, or you want some wider handlebars or some with a bit more rise. Let's quickly run down the components that this scooter has, and then we'll jump into performance and ride quality. Starting with the cockpit, everything is pretty standard for the price. The bright color center display is similar to the ones on Nami and Cabo scooters, as is the horizontal thumb throttle, a style that I actually like a lot. You get 3 riding modes that cap your top speed, with 3 obviously being the highest. It also includes an NFC lock with 2 keys that lock the scooter. The nice part is that you can permanently unlock the scooter and then just use the power button to turn it on and off if you're like me and don't want to carry around the key with you everywhere. The grips aren't locking, but they also don't slide around the bars, which is nice. However, they are a bit slick and will require gloves if you're doing longer rides. They also smell like gasoline, which is actually way more common than you would expect on these cheap grips, so overall I think swapping them is worth it. Aside from the normal display control cluster, you get a dedicated ambient light and headlight switch, turn signals, and a horn. The nut hydraulic disc brakes are a tier above the normal zoom brakes you get at this price, and the levers have a solid progressive feel. One of the headline features of the scooter is the 72-volt battery. I've never seen such high voltage on a 45-mile-an-hour scooter like this, and it comes with a few benefits. First is better efficiency, which means better power and range. The second is more consistent performance throughout the battery charge with less speed fall off at the end of the battery life. And since I'm already talking about it, let's look at performance by starting with the range test. 24 amp hours is a pretty large battery, so I expected to get somewhere around 25 to 30 miles. The battery is also made out of LG cells, so you know their quality and not some generic no-name battery brand. As always, I tested the 10 Pro in the highest speed settings, riding as fast as I could the entire time to give myself a minimum range that the scooter is capable of. I got 24.6 miles before the scooter came to a complete stop. This is fantastic range for the price, especially considering that stretching the range out to 30 or 40 miles is very possible with less aggressive riding or a bit slower top speed. If you commute through a city, you'll naturally ride at a lower average speed, so you can easily expect 30 miles of range for commuting. I've obviously talked about the top speed a couple times, but this is advertised as a 45-mile-an-hour scooter. On flat ground, I've seen displayed top speeds of 45 miles an hour, but the GPS data puts the top speed around 43 miles an hour. This is about what I've come to expect, getting 2 miles an hour slower of actual top speed than the advertised top speed. The acceleration is buttery smooth thanks to the combo of sine wave controllers and the long travel of this thumb throttle design. The acceleration feels very similar to the Nami Klima and the Cabo Mantis King GT, which are amazing scooters to be compared to. Dual 1500 watt motors and 30 amp controllers give it a 0 to 30 time of just over 5 seconds, rivaling the quickest scooters at the price. The nut brakes are impressive and offer a balance of mild speed adjustment and hard quick braking, which is exactly what you want on a scooter at this level. This is just a fun, fast scooter to ride, and it's made more enjoyable by the hydraulic suspension. The firmness, travel, and damping give it a cushy feel without being bouncy. It's some of the best suspension I've tried on a scooter, behind only the near perfect suspension of the Nami models. So that's a pretty big compliment. Another big point of interest for me was the PMT tires, which many consider to be the best scooter tires on the market. The biggest improvement over other scooter tires I noticed was how much less tire spin I got on takeoff. The tire compound is noticeably more sticky and grippy. The cornering feel is also sharp and responsive with the narrow round profile of the tires, but you don't lose any of the grip you want when you're cornering.
Oh, see there you can see like when I shifted my weight a bit, it is a little squirrely at the higher speeds. But I feel like that is large part due to the narrowness of the wheels and like the curve of the wheels.
This scooter has a surprising amount of polish from a brand I've never heard of. They didn't cut any corners and they chose high quality components from well-regarded brands. As you would expect, this isn't a light scooter at just over 80 pounds, but it is liftable for short periods like a flight of stairs or for loading in your car. Fold down time and fold up time is pretty quick, with the longest part being the time to screw in the lock. The latch to keep the handlebars down when it's folded has no way to secure them completely, so be sure to check it before lifting the scooter up by the stem. I'm genuinely impressed and I'm really glad I gave the scooter a chance. I'd put this scooter right up there with the best $2,000 scooters on the market, with its big disadvantage being the fact that it's so unknown, and if you get one, you'd be buying from a brand with no history. The last brand that sent me a scooter to review in a similar situation was Varla, and now Varla is one of the most well-known scooter brands, so who's to say that this isn't a similar case? No exaggeration, this is one of my favorite scooters released this year and a serious contender, so be sure to check it out at the link below, and also using the link supports me and this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.